In an age defined by silicon and fiber optics, where currencies exist as mere bits of data, and value is traded at the speed of light across an invisible global network, a curious paradox persists. Deep within reinforced vaults, beneath city streets, or nestled in remote mountainsides, central banks and sovereign wealth funds meticulously guard an ancient secret, tons upon tons of a lustrous yellow metal, gold. Seemingly inert, devoid of any direct utility beyond adornment, it continues to command a reverence, a trust that no digital innovation or fiat decree has ever fully replicated. Why in our hypermodern world does this relic of antiquity still whisper its silent, undeniable command over global finance and power? \n from the very dawn of civilization, humanity has been captivated by gold. Its unparalleled luster, its resistance to corrosion, its malleability, and its inherent scarcity made it an immediate symbol of divinity, royalty, and wealth. Across Mesopotamian empires, pharaonic Egypt, and the vast reaches of ancient Rome, gold became more than just a decorative metal. It was a universal medium of exchange, an immutable store of value, and the ultimate measure of prosperity. The Lydians, around 600 BCE, are credited with minting the first standardized gold coins, fundamentally altering commerce and establishing a tangible, verifiable form of wealth that transcended tribal boundaries and linguistic barriers. Gold became the silent language of empires, facilitating trade and defining economic might for millennia. \n the true solidification of gold's global monetary dominance arrived with the advent of the classical gold standard in the 19th century. Britain, with its burgeoning industrial might, adopted it officially in 1821, linking the value of its currency, the pound sterling, directly to a specific quantity of gold. Other major industrial nations followed suit, creating a remarkably stable international monetary system. Currencies were freely convertible into gold, and exchange rates between nations remained fixed, fostering unprecedented global trade and capital flows. This golden age of monetary stability, however, was not without its stresses. The immense costs of the First World War forced many nations to abandon the gold standard to finance their war efforts, printing more money than their gold reserves could back. The system fractured, leading to economic instability and the Great Depression, highlighting both gold's stabilizing power and its inherent inflexibility in times of crisis. \n the post-war world demanded a new order. In 1944, delegates from 44 Allied nations convened in Bretton Woods, New Hampshire, to design a more resilient global financial architecture. The result was a modified gold standard, often called the Gold Exchange Standard, where the US dollar was pegged to gold at a fixed rate of $35 per troy ounce. Other major currencies were then pegged to the dollar, creating a global monetary system anchored by the economic power of the United States and, by extension, its vast gold reserves. For nearly 3 decades, this system brought a period of remarkable economic growth and stability. However, pressures began to mount. As U.S. spending escalated, particularly with the Vietnam War and domestic social programs, the amount of dollars circulating globally far outstripped the gold reserves held in Fort Knox. Doubts about America's ability to redeem dollars for gold at the official rate began to grow, leading to a massive outflow of gold from U.S. reserves. In a monumental decision that would reshape global finance, President Richard Nixon unilaterally suspended the convertibility of the dollar to gold in 1971, effectively ending the Bretton Woods system and ushering in an era of floating exchange rates. \n the world collectively held its breath. Without gold as its anchor, many predicted the collapse of fiat currencies into worthlessness. Yet gold did not disappear. Instead, it transformed. Freed from its official monetary role, it found a new, powerful identity as the ultimate store of value, a safe haven asset, and a crucial tool for central banks in managing risk and projecting economic strength. Its enduring appeal lies in its unique properties. It is scarce, universally recognized, virtually indestructible, and carries no counterparty risk. It is not anyone's liability. In times of geopolitical uncertainty, hyperinflation, or systemic financial crises, gold's value tends to rise, serving as a tangible hedge against the erosion of faith in paper currencies and government promises. Central banks, no longer obliged to maintain a gold peg, have paradoxically continued to accumulate vast reserves, viewing gold as a critical component of their national wealth and a strategic asset for financial stability. \n today, gold's relevance remains as potent as ever. Following the 2008 global financial crisis, central banks across the globe, particularly in emerging economies, embarked on unprecedented gold buying sprees. Nations like China, Russia, and India have significantly bolstered their gold holdings, driven by a desire to diversify reserves away from traditional fiat currencies, enhance national financial security, and potentially exert greater geopolitical influence. The World Gold Council has consistently reported record-breaking purchases by central banks in recent years, demonstrating a clear strategic shift. Gold acts as a counterweight to the dominance of any single currency, offering an alternative form of reserve that is immune to the fiscal policies or political whims of any single nation. It is also increasingly seen as a hedge against inflation, a tangible asset that tends to hold its purchasing power when paper money depreciates. Individual investors, too, faced with market volatility and economic uncertainty, often turn to gold as a trusted refuge, whether through physical bullion, gold-backed exchange-traded funds, or digital gold platforms. \n the enduring rule of gold is not about a rigid, outdated monetary system, but rather its profound psychological and economic resonance. It is a testament to humanity's deep-seated need for an immutable store of value, a tangible anchor in an increasingly abstract and volatile financial world. Gold, the silent witness to millennia of human history, continues to embody trust, wealth, and power. It is a universal constant, a form of wealth that transcends borders, ideologies, and technological revolutions. As the global landscape shifts, marked by geopolitical tensions, economic upheavals, and the perpetual search for stability, gold remains a quiet, powerful force, a shimmering reminder that even in our most advanced future, the most ancient forms of value can still hold the ultimate sway. It does not rule overtly, but subtly, deeply, a golden thread woven into the very fabric of global finance, ensuring its enduring, silent dominion.